Hello guys, welcome back. My name is Nathan and today we're going to be talking about Mitch Marner and why I think the Toronto Maple Leafs should trade him. We're just a couple of weeks away right now from the NHL season starting back up again, and one of, if not the best RFA still available, Mitch Marner, is still unsigned by the Maple Leafs. So what is the current and latest news and rumors on him, and why do I think the Leafs should trade him? Watch till the end to find out. So it's my first night back from Boston, from my vacation. I go to bed, I wake up, check my phone, see if anything happened. Peter Chiarelli was hired by the Blues, which was confusing. The Bruins ended up extending Bruce Cassidy. You know, just some normal news stuff. But then Bob McKenzie and Darren Dreger revealed some interesting info on the Mitch Marner negotiations. And when I saw these tweets, I'm like, okay, here we go again. It's just another TSN person just making the whole Marner situation look a lot bigger than it is. But it's actually some very revealing stuff. And actually is a lot more information than I expected. Now, Darren Dreger had this tweet saying the Leafs have been persistent in pushing both a 7- and 8-year extension on Marner. The $11 million per offer was made in June and includes a $1.6 million in B bonuses. Toronto wouldn't pay Marner in his entry-level contract. 3-year extension remains the focus. Now, after Darren Dreger, aka Paul Marner's, had that quote tweet, we saw Bob McKenzie have another tweet of his own saying Toronto has made 7- and 8-year offers in the $11 million AAV universe, but because it's a lower AAV and longer term than Austin Matthews, it hasn't been palatable to Marner. He also goes on to say, the logical solution would be a 3-year bridge, but because Marner wants an AAV in the $9 million to $10 million universe, and the third year being a qualifying offer, would be substantially higher, Toronto has no incentive to do a bridge at those numbers. Hard to see the way to a settlement. And you can obviously tell Bob McKenzie's just a little bit less biased than Darren Dreger on the Mitch Marner side of things, but that first tweet by Bob really revealed quite a bit, saying that Toronto gave Mitch Marner and his camp a 7- to 8-year deal at the $11 million universe, and that Mitch Marner didn't want it and it wasn't palatable because it wasn't higher than Austin Matthews. Again, at that point, I think it's more on terms still, rather than getting Austin Matthews money, but it seems like Mitch Marner is dead on at that $11.5 million number and getting that 3-year deal. That's what he wants. He wants more than Austin Matthews, who, by the way, will probably be the next captain for Toronto. And Chris Johnson has practically confirmed that Austin Matthews will be the next captain for the Toronto Maple Leafs. But because of the Mitch Marner contract negotiations, that's pretty much been put on the back burner. When your future captain being named is put on the back burner because of any contract negotiation, that's where I kind of put the foot down. Now, Toronto hasn't named him the captain, mostly because it would probably be used as a negotiation ploy for the Mitch Marner camp, and it makes sense there. But it just sucks that the Toronto has to be in that position, because I think they would love to have Austin Matthews be named the captain for the season, have that official, have all the marketing going towards that, but because of Mitch Marner, once again, it hasn't happened. And this is where I think it hurts both sides in the negotiation, both Toronto and Mitch Marner. With Mitch Marner, he wants Austin Matthews' money, and it doesn't seem like he's going to budge on that. We saw the $11 million offer, which he somehow didn't accept, which I still think is stupid, but he wants Austin Matthews' money, if not more, and that is his bottom line. And for Toronto, they can't afford to give him that money. They just cannot do that. They have Tavares, Matthews, and Mitch Marner at that. It's just not feasible for them. And they've already given him lucrative offers of $11 million. That is way too much for him, in my opinion, and it's also postponing the Matthews captaincy. I think that's a huge deal. It's a huge deal for that locker room, and of course, a huge deal for Austin Matthews himself. And I've said this before on this channel in different videos, I don't think Mitch Marner is worth Austin Matthews' money. He only really had this great year of John Tavares, who's one of the best players and one of the best centers in the league. Obviously, he was going to get a ton of points with him, and he was putting up relatively the same numbers as William Nylander, again, up until this season. I don't think he's worth that money. He is not as valuable as Austin Matthews for Toronto, and he's a guy that could go off the team, and they'll still be a great team. I don't think it's the same effect if Austin Matthews were to go off the team. I don't know if they'd be as good in that situation. I think Mitch Marner is a player that Toronto would love to have, but at $12 million at Austin Matthews money, I would never accept that. But let's say Mitch Marner were to get Austin Matthews money, whether that's with Toronto or a different NHL team. That would make him tied for the third highest paid player in the NHL, which, when it comes to Marner, I think he's an amazing player, one of the better wingers in the NHL, but the third highest paid player. I like him, but I can't justify that, and neither can Toronto really. Again, they offered him $11 million back in June. He definitely should have taken that. I'm still flabbergasted he didn't end up taking that. But again, he wants that extra $500,000 for some reason. And I think, again, more is on that term rather than that dollar value. But still, you could have made close to Austin Matthews money, which for Mitch Marner, I thought was going to be an achievement. Back in June, again, that would have been a good deal for him, especially money-wise. He'd be set for life, and Toronto obviously wanted to do that. I don't know why he didn't, but it is what it is. But no, $11 million for a guaranteed 7 or 8 years? We can't do that. No, I'm Mitch Marner. I need to get Austin Matthews money, apparently, because I'm as good as Austin Matthews. It just doesn't make sense. Let's look at the dictionary for palatable, acceptable, or satisfactory. You're telling me that $11 million is not satisfactory to you, Mitch Marner? If that's the case, then Toronto shouldn't even try with a guy like that. If you're trying to get Austin Matthews money, well, guess what? You're not going to get Austin Matthews money in Toronto. And if I'm Kyle Dubas, I'm not even offering in the range of that. They gave him $11 million. That was about the highest they could have offered. And Austin Matthews at 11.6, Mitch Marner doesn't see that as palatable. To me, that's not Toronto's problem. That's Mitch Marner's problem. But no, $11 million? I'm Mitch Marner. I can't accept that. I want the same, if not more, than the future captain for the Toronto Maple Leafs. You know, the guy who was like second in 5v5 goals scoring per 60 in the past like 4 years or something. I need as much as that guy right there. And I need more than him. I need $12 quintillion because I need to continue to watch my Saturday morning cartoons because I freaking love those, man. I can't go without them. I need to eat my Fruit Loops too because I'm 12 years old. I'm Mitch Marner, and I just want to afford my very expensive playground because apparently $12 million is what I need for that. And I'm usually in favor of athletes getting as much money as humanly possible, but this is one of the few exceptions where I kind of neglect that. This whole situation, in my opinion, is just getting absolutely out of control. Mitch Marner right now is seeming like an entitled player who thinks that he's the best player on the Toronto Maple Leafs, which stats show, if you take out the games played that Austin Matthews has lost, is not true. Austin Matthews is to me the better player, and if he was healthy, I don't think we'd have too much to debate here. Mitch Marner is a great player, but 11.6 at $12 million, Toronto just cannot do that. And a 3-year deal too. Being a UFA like age 25 and having this whole process go again for Toronto, I don't know why they'd sign up for that. I don't know why they'd sign up for Mitch Marner right now. Now the current landscape of RFAs, guys like Braden Point, Patrick Laine, Matthew Chuck, Mikko Ranson, and guys like Charlie McAvoy, none of the RFAs outside of Mitch Marner have rubbed me the wrong way like Mitch Marner has. And the information we learned today, man, of that $11 million offer not even being palatable, again, satisfactory or acceptable, that just is absolutely barbaric, man. How you can give that kind of offer away and just make it seem like nothing. Just because it wasn't $1 million more, man? Are you serious, Mitch Marner? It just doesn't make any sense. Mitch Marner is an Ontario kid, a good old Canadian kid right there. You'd think he would take a pay cut, but he's doing anything but that, and it's hurting the Toronto Maple Leafs in massive ways. If they don't trade him or get rid of him, he'll end up probably going into the season without a contract. And again, as we've seen with the Matthews captain situation, it's hurting them in the short term and in the long term. And considering all that's happened and all the drama in the past couple of months, I think it will be the best for Toronto to not just consider trading Mitch Marner, but actually pull the trigger and get it done. When it comes to both sides, it doesn't seem like both sides are going to budge anytime soon. Toronto does not want to give him Austin Matthews money. They don't really want to give him a 3-year deal either. And Mitch Marner wants at least Austin Matthews money, nothing less, and he wants that 3-year deal and no longer. I just think they're going nowhere fast in negotiations. There's not going to be too much budging either way, and I think this could definitely go into the season if nothing ends up happening. happening. Who knows? Maybe October, November, December, maybe skipping on the whole season like William Nylander almost did last season. Again, it's a weird, wacky situation that I think right now is hurting both sides. And I think, again, if Toronto wants to get rid of that headache, get rid of this whole situation, a trade might be in their best interest. Now, who knows what team he might get traded to, but at this point, if I'm Kyle Dubas, I might as well just start singing Be My Guest from Beauty and the Beast. If any team wants to take him for a $12 million or $11.6 million contract, at that point, that's something that I would never give to Mitch Marner. I've gone on the record saying he's not as good as Austin Matthews, not worth as much as Austin Matthews, and I still think that's the case. When it comes to Mitch Marner, he's an amazing talent, has been that for the Toronto Maple Leafs, but if he wants that money, he might as well just say goodbye. It's not even the damage that Marner has done on the team itself, and also on the fan base, I would say too. It's almost like he's created a rift in the fan base between people that'll defend him and people that'll go against him. And I can see either side of the story, whether you defend him or are against him. I can see why you're there. But Mitch Marner has created that rift. He's created that side in the Leafs fan base, which is not a healthy thing whatsoever. I think when it comes to Marner declining an $11 million deal for max years from his childhood team should be enough to just say goodbye to him. I would love to see him being a Toronto Maple Leaf next season, but right now, I just can't see it happening. But of course, with this video, I need to hear your guys' thoughts down those comments down below. So let me know, what do you think about this whole Mitch Marner situation and new updated information we just heard about, and what side are you taking on this deal? Do you think he should get traded, and do you want him gone, or are you defending him? And do you think he should get Austin Matthews money? Let me know down in those comments down below. But if you guys want some more Grav videos just like this one, you should click on this card right here to watch my video on Patrick Laine and if he should leave the Winnipeg Jets. But that'll be it for today, guys. If you guys enjoy, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell if you haven't already. Again, comment down below your thoughts on this video and what you think of this whole Marner situation. Share this video with your friends also if you haven't already. Growing the Grav gang as much as possible on the road to 10K too as well. Much love for that. But I'll see you guys in the next video or stream. Goodbye.